21 minutes of random Call of Duty Zombie facts. Here we go. So fact 1 is that Speed Cola makes you rebuild barriers faster. Some people knew this, some people didn't, but I'm pretty sure this is for all games with Speed Cola. But when you have maybe not Cold War, but when you have Speed Cola, the barrier, not only will your gun reload faster, and that is the most known and the better one out of this, but it also will help you rebuild barriers faster. Now, to be honest, it's pretty useless most of the time. Like 99% of the time, it's very useless. But it is a nice fact, and it's kind of cool that it wasn't only to reload your gun, but when you're buying Speed Cola, you're not thinking, I can rebuild the barriers faster. You're thinking, I can reload my gun faster. So, there you go. Now, to be honest, on this fact, I'm not the most sure, but to my knowledge, we all know this guy on Buried. There should be a picture up here. This guy on Buried. Most people call him Leroy, but there's always been a debate. Is it Arthur? Is that his name? Or is it Leroy? Now, I'm pretty sure it actually is Arthur. I'm pretty sure it's actually been stated. Now, I'm not too sure on this, but I'm pretty sure his actual name is Arthur, but the community usually calls him Leroy. Now, I kind of forgot why. I think, now, I've seen some stuff on that the community nicknamed him Leroy because he acts like Leroy Jenkins when he's given the alcohol, booze, whatever. I'm not very sure on that last part there, but I'm pretty sure it actually is Arthur, but people just call him Leroy. Now, I'm not too sure if they call him Leroy based off the Leroy Jenkins when he gets the booze, but regardless, I'm pretty sure the name's Arthur. It's just everyone calls him Leroy, and I will forever call him Leroy. I'm pretty sure on this, I've heard this before, and I'm pretty sure it's a fact, but we all know the perk Electric Cherry. That perk was introduced on Mob of the Dead. Now, this may be more of a theory than a fact, but I'm pretty sure this is it. Electric Cherry, the perk that was introduced on Mob of the Dead, is a wordplay on electric chair based off the electric chair on the Golden Gate Bridge that you can get in Mob of the Dead. And also, another thing about it is that when, of course, electric chair is when you reload, there's an electric burst around you, kind of like an electric chair. You know, I'm just saying, bro. Now, in Mob of the Dead, you can see it in the game files. There used to be a weapon where you could get Richtofen's head. Yeah, Richtofen's head. I couldn't really find much on what it would do, but there should be a picture here up on screen of what it would look like. And you could use Ultimus Richtofen's head. I'm pretty sure it's Ultimus Richtofen. In Shinonuma, there is a journal you could find in one of the huts, and it's supposed to be Ultimus Richtofen's journal, and when you interact with it, it'll play the sound. In Shinonuma, when the zombies, well, it's in multiple maps, but I remember it being mainly in Shinonuma, sometimes when the zombies hit you, they'll make a little sound, and it sounds like Sam. There should be a sound playing. Sam! See, it sounds like Sam. Now, apparently, to my knowledge, this was unintended, but someone made a forum thinking it had a bunch of lore behind it, when it was just a sound. There was no lore behind it, but technically, the big, what truly started COD Zombies lore is just because the team or something was reading a forum, and people were trying to make theories about it when there was no theory. It was no story relevant or anything. Pretty cool. So we all know in Black Ops 3, if you prone in front of the perks, you get 100 points. But you cannot prone in front of Pack-a-Punch. In Black Ops 2, only in Origins, you can prone in front of the perks, but instead of 100, it'll give you 20. It's only in BO2 Origins, it'll give you 25 points for every perk you prone in front of. But in BO3, you cannot prone, and you can prone in front of the Pack-a-Punch, but it won't give any points. In this game, you can actually prone in front of the Pack-a-Punch, it'll just give 25 points. It's not a lot, but of course, if you do it with every single perk on Origins, because there's a lot, and plus the Pack-a-Punch, it'll give you a little bit. Now, in Origins, of course, you open the portal to go get the gem for your staff, you go to the crazy place. Have you ever wanted the walls to not fall randomly because it's annoying, there actually is 2 ways. You can first, whenever you're wanting to build a staff, you know when you pick up the gems in the crazy place? Don't pick up the gems. That's what causes the walls to fall, is when you pick up the gems. Or you could do the way where you're able to have a staff, but you have to do the entire Easter egg minus the last step, which will end the game. And to be honest, is it really that worth it to do the whole Easter egg? Unless you're already doing it and you just want to high around and do the Easter egg, okay? But just for the open area in the crazy place. But it is useful if you're able to go without a staff. But of course, if you're not, probably not the tip for you. In Nuketown Black Ops 2, on round 25, the zombies' eyes will turn blue, and there's a reason for that. Nuketown Zombies takes place during Moon in BO1. If you know anything about the COD Zombie lore, Richtofen takes control of the zombies during Moon. And when you're playing Moon, of course, Richtofen takes control when you do the Easter egg. But in Nuketown, as soon as you get to round 25, the zombies' eyes will change to blue since Richtofen took control. And also at the beginning of the game, there's a TV in one of the houses where you can hear Richtofen talking about the Easter egg in Moon. Pretty cool. Now, a lot of people knew this, but in Verrückt has been remade on these games. Now, it has been remade on World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 3. Now, if you've played World at War Verrückt and the other versions of Verrückt, you'll know on World at War there's a zombie type that only appears on World at War Verrückt. It's the Verrückt Sprinter nicknamed. It runs way faster than any other zombie on the map, and it's only on World at War zombies for Verrückt specifically. It's not on the BO3 Verrückt or the BO1 Verrückt. It runs crazy fast, and they've been nicknamed Verrückt Sprinters. Now, all the facts we've had are pretty tame or good tips. This fact is not tame, and it's not a tip. Now, I do not know why, but on the map, I have an idea, but on the map Zetsubo no Shima, I'm pretty sure this is completely confirmed, but on Zetsubo no Shima, as you know, Takeo 1.0 is stuck in the bunker and is being tortured by Division 9, which is like the Japanese version of Group 935. Of course, we're going there to collect Ultimus Takeo's soul as premise, but I've heard the theory that Ultimus Takeo was graped without the G. I don't know, I don't want to say that word on YouTube in case, but was graped without the G by a spider, forced to mate. Now, my hypothesis on this was that Division 9 tortured him. I didn't want to look into this too much because it's a bit weird, but to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure Division 9 was doing experiments, but all I know is I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that Ultimus Takeo in Zetsubo was forced to mate with the big spider, one of the spiders. So this is more of a known fact, but it's still a fact here. So essentially, we all know Kino der Toten came out in Black Ops 1 along with the map 5. Apparently, Kino der Toten was supposed to be the last map in World at War, and then 5 was supposed to be the first map of Black Ops 1, but that's not what happened. They ended up just moving Black Ops 1, or Kino to Black Ops 1, and I'm honestly kind of glad they did, because I feel like Kino der Toten on World at War just would not have felt smooth or good, and also 5 was a pretty challenging map, so thankfully we had the easier map, kind of like in Black Ops 3, how we had Shadows of Evil, the harder map, and the Giant, the way easier remastered Derice. Now, the next fact is about Black Ops 4 Zombies. So, if you didn't know in Black Ops 4 Zombies, the perk system is way different. Now, I don't personally like it the best, but this video isn't truly about opinions, really. It's more about facts. So, essentially, you select 4 perks before you start, and there will be all 4 of those perk machines will be in set locations, but instead of being a certain perk, it'll be the perks you picked. An example, the first machine, Zeus, there you go. Zeus will be the first one that you get. And then Odin is the second machine. Now, I'm pretty sure this is only for Chaos Story, but each of these 4 machines that you can put the perks on are different gods. So, one of them is the Greek god Zeus, the Greek god of the sky and, like, lightning. And then we have the Norse god Odin. I'm pretty sure I don't know too much about Odin, but then there's the Egyptian god Ra. I'm pretty sure it's the sun god. And then we have the Celtic god Danu. Less known, but it's like Celtic, like old Scottish paganism, I think, and mainly Ireland though. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty good actually. I thought that was pretty cool. While I'm not the biggest fan of Black Ops 4, I still thought this idea was pretty cool to have, disregarding the whole perk system thing, but pretty cool. So a lot of people know this, but on Shinonuma, there's a certain part of the map, and it's outside of the map, but it is in viewing distance, where you can see the Element 115 meteor, and this Element 115 meteor was sent by the Apothecans, and now it is starting this zombie outbreak sort of thing. I think this is in... I think it's in every version of Shinonuma. I remember it specifically on World at War. There should be a picture on screen. But I think it's on Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3. I'm not too sure, but it's a pretty cool fact. Now, I'm not too sure on this because I'm not too big on the Dark Ether storyline, but I am somewhat on the Ether storyline, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And Tagliato in Black Ops 4, the final map for BO4 Zombies, it concluded the Ether storyline with the whole Primus crew. Now Primus is back in Black Ops 7, but that's not the point. It concluded there, and then in the next game for Zombies, Cold War, we have a whole new set of characters and a whole new storyline that is called the Dark Ether storyline. And to be honest, I think it's so far is kind of a snooze fest. I haven't really cared much. I really don't know too much of what's happening. I just know that's how it starts. After, we get rid of everything in the Ether universe or whatever. So, I don't know much about it, but, I don't know what to think about, but I think Primus being back is pretty cool. I think at least it's a set of characters with personality. Let's just hope it doesn't get too boring having characters we already know back again after they kind of abandoned them in BO4, after the conclusion of the storyline, whatever your thoughts are about it. So earlier we talked about Electric Cherry and how it's a play of words on Electric Chair. Well, there's more on Electric Cherry. So Electric Cherry is the first ever perk, to my knowledge, or we'll just say it's one of the perks to not have an actual perk jingle. It just plays eerie little dings. There should be a sound playing right here. So in Black Ops 4, the perk animation drinking is a little bit different. In the perk animation, essentially you have one hand drinking it while you could still shoot in the other hand. But if you want to avoid this a little bit of a lengthy process because you're maybe in danger, literally just knife the perk right before you buy it, and 2 seconds later, the perk will be acquired and you won't have to go through the drinking animation. If you maybe are doing a speed run or you're just in danger, this is helpful. So we all know about the Immolation Liquidation Gobblegum in Black Ops 3. If not, it essentially allows you to have 3 fire sales. But there's a trick to this. Instead of popping a fire sale, taking it, and then just keep going until it runs out, pop the fire sale, and repeat the cycle. Instead, how about you do this? You could literally just pop it 3 times, but do not grab it, because if you grab the fire sale, it won't let you pop the gobblegum. So just pop it 3 times without grabbing it, and then grab them all at the same time or so, and you'll have like a 120-second fire sale. Now, since we are talking about fire sales, the fire sale power-up will only be able to spawn if the box has moved at least once. And when I say power-up, I mean naturally spawning, not the gobblegum. But that power-up will only be able to naturally spawn once the box has moved once. Now, a lot of people know this, but there's a trick that was in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 Zombies. These are the games where you can dolphin dive, excluding Call of Duty World War II, because this feature doesn't apply. But in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 Zombies, if a teammate was proning and you dolphin dived on top of them, it would down both of you. And you could you could literally end your game if a teammate was proning and you just jumped on them and both of you down. It could literally end your game. It's an iconic feature. So did you know that the 3 Iron Giants, or as some of you know, the 3 robots in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 Origins, they're actually named after 3 Norse gods / Nordic gods from the Viking times. We know this because once you get inside of the robot, right where you would pick up the windstaff part, you can actually see the name. So the first one by spawn is Thor. The one in the middle is Odin. And then the one by the church is Freya. So if you know anything about Call of Duty Zombies lore, we have to take it back to the Doris facility before the zombies, where Richtofen was working on teleportation, and Maxis, his boss, did not like it. Well, we actually find out that the first item Richtofen ever teleported was a walnut. While of course it is a very small thing, it showed that he could do teleportation. And honestly, Maxis should have been more excited, because I'm pretty sure from some audio clips, Maxis doesn't care. Should have been more excited. That's literally teleportation. You just gotta advance it more. But we know this from Blood of the Dead, where in the spawn room there's a walnut, and if you interact with it, pretty sure it plays the audio clip, or it gives us hints to it. Now, this is a bit of a more kind of confusing / no shit fact, but people say magic is in the Call of Duty Zombie universe, and when they say magic, they usually mean wall weapons, the mystery box, the power-ups, and teleportation, all of that stuff. I think, but sometimes it's developed scientifically, and I know that's kind of jarring, but that's also like a, really, bro, I didn't know, kind of thing. So, there you go. Also, speaking of this whole magic thing, this is further proven because in the Black Ops 2 custom game menu, where you can customize, like if you start around 5 or 30, you can actually turn on or off magic. If you turn off magic, I think it just gets rid of the power-ups, but I don't know if you can still buy wall weapons. I don't really know, but there you go. Now, another thing is, on Kino der Toten Black Ops 1, the guns do have a Pack-a-Punch camo. Now, it's harder to see, but when you go down, of course, unless you already have the ray gun, you will get the Mustang and Sally's, which is the starting pistol, Pack-a-Punched. But when you're downed and you have the upgraded pistol, unless you already got the ray gun, it will not have a Pack-a-Punch camo, unlike the other guns when you do Pack-a-Punch them. Now, on Black Ops 3 Zetsubo no Shima, for some reason, of course, you can get the loose change by proning under every single perk machine, besides Mule Kick. Now, I'm pretty sure for Black Ops 3 it's just Zetsubo, but let me know if there's another map where you cannot get the loose change. But Mule Kick, you cannot get the loose change on Zetsubo. Now, on World at War Nocturne Toten, in the room with the mystery box, there's a Thompson wall buy in the corner. Now, it says it costs $1,500, but when you actually buy it, it only takes away $1,200. This is a glitch, because it says $1,500, but you can just buy it when you have $1,200. And I'm pretty sure on every other World at War map, it says $1,200. I don't know how they missed that, but alright. In the Ascension teaser poster on screen right here, you could see Tank Dempsey holding the Wunderwaffe. But on the Black Ops 3 version and Black Ops 1 version, which they're talking about the Black Ops 1 version here, there's only the Ray Gun Mark 1 and the Thunder Gun. So I don't know why there's the Wunderwaffe. Now, in 2008, the first ever Call of Duty Zombies map, Nocturne Toten, was made, and it has been seen so many times in different modes, games. So I am going to miss a lot of them, to be honest. There's probably some in like Warzone, but I'll name the ones that I know. In World at War on a campaign mission, in World at War the Zombies mode, Black Ops 1 Zombies mode, in BO2 Transit in the cornfield, in Black Ops 3 and Zombie Chronicles, and also in Revelations where Juggernog is. It's just Nocturne Toten. And I think there's one in the Cold War map, Forsaken. Those are the ones that I know, but I'm sure there's way more. So if there's more, just let me know in the comments. Also, I forgot one of them in the first Cold War map, D-Machine, but there's still probably more. Now, earlier we talked about Arthur / Leroy. I'm going to keep calling him Leroy. He's the GOAT, but back to him. Essentially, normally when you shoot him with any weapon, he'll run back to his cage, and you have to go around the map to find the key. And once you get the key, you can unlock Leroy. But for some reason, when you shoot him with the ballistic knife, he doesn't run to his cage. It doesn't really hurt him at all. Now, in Call of the Dead, we all know the mini-boss George Romero that you can kill and then he'll return next round. Did you know that he has 250,000 XP if you're playing solo? If you're playing with 2 people, he has 500,000 XP. If you're playing with 3 people in total, he has 750,000. And if you have a full lobby of 4 people, you and 3 other people, he will have 1 million health. Now, one of the trailers for Revelations in Black Ops 3, you can see the rocket shield being used, but when you actually play the map, the only shield available to you is the Guard of Fafnir, which is the one from Garage Groovy. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Black Ops 4's map, Voyage of Despair and COD Zombies, but there is 2 Bowie knife wall buys for some reason. Now, I may be a bit incorrect on the numbers, but to my knowledge, there is 16 zombie maps that have a buildable shield. In the Call of the Dead starting cutscene, Michael Rooker shoots 5 shots out of a double-barrel shotgun. I don't know how that's possible. Now, in Der Riesen Drac, there is a trap that when you activate it, it will make these gates shut really quickly and smash zombies' heads. It's right by double tap and close to the KRM wall by. But this will not, it may kill the zombies as appearance, but it'll actually only multiply the zombies. This is kind of useful if you want to, somewhat cheat your way through the DE Easter egg, but, there you go. Now, that is the video of 21 minutes of random COD Zombie facts, so if you did like the style video, let me know, and I'll make longer ones and potentially turn this into a series, I don't know. But I enjoyed making this and learning more about zombies. Some of these were useless, a few of these were useful, but there you go.